Alright, in this video we are going to review surface area of prisms and pyramids. So at the top of your page write surface area review, and then also in the table of contents surface area review. Hit pause to set that up, and when you're ready to move on to the examples, hit play. Alright, first of all, we're going to start with surface area of a rectangular prism, and you may want to jot down this formula. Remember, surface area of a rectangular prism, 2 times length times width, plus 2 times width times height, plus 2 times height times length. And we know we multiply each little group of 3 before we add them together. We have to follow the order of operations. So we multiply, 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 and then we'll add at the end. Let's try an example. Do this with me in your notes. So here we have a prism, a rectangular prism, and they asked us to find the surface area, so I start by writing my formula, 2 times length times width, plus 2 times width times height, plus 2 times height times length. Okay? And I'm going to say 6 is the length, 4 is the width, 14 is the height. And now let's just plug it in. And I'm going to put this in parentheses so I remember to multiply first. 2 times 6 times 4, plus 2 times 4, times 14, the height, plus 2 times 14 times 6. Okay, now I'm going to multiply each little group of 3. 2 times 6 times 4 gives me 48. Write that down. 2 times 4 times 14 gives me 112. And then 2 times 14 times 6 is 168. Now this is not a problem you can just punch in the calculator and get. You need to write these down because you can't just go from left to right here. We have to follow the order of operations and take care of all of our multiplication first. And then we're going to add 48 plus 112 plus 168. And that gives me 328. Now remember, for surface area, it's just like regular area. We have square inches. Surface area. Alright, now I'm going to give you one of the triangular prism. Let's try the triangular prism. Alright, triangular prism. This is the formula that you may see on SC Ready, but I have given you a more easy to use version of this formula. This is the one that you would want to copy down. BH, base and height of the triangle, we multiply, plus perimeter of the triangle times the height of the prism. This is a little bit tricky. I would strongly encourage you to write this down right here so that you have that in your notes to help you. Base times height of the triangle plus perimeter of the triangle, add up the 3 sides of the triangle times the height of the prism. Let's try one. All right. I'm going to start by writing my formula. Surface area equals BH plus PH. Base and the height of the triangle, perimeter of the triangle, height of the prism. So again, these are coming from the triangular base, perimeter of the triangle, height of the prism. Okay, so I see that the base and the height, remember, they come from the right angle. It is not the side that it is laying on necessarily. You have to look for where is the right angle in the triangle. This was one of the trickiest things for y'all when we did this unit the first time. You have to look for where is the right angle to find the base and the height of the triangle. So it would be 4.5 times 6. Let's put those in parentheses so we remember to multiply them first. Next, to find the perimeter of the triangle, we have to add the 3 sides of the triangle. So I'm going to take my calculator and add 4.5 plus 6 plus 7.5, the perimeter of the triangle. That gives me 18 as the perimeter. The 3 sides added up. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say 18 is the perimeter. What does that leave us with? What is the height of the prism? The height of the prism is the side that connects the 2 triangular bases. So that is 12. Alright, we're ready to go now. We're going to multiply first. So remember, that means multiply these 2 numbers and these 2 numbers. Then we'll add at the end. 4.5 times 6 is 27. And then 18 times 12 is 216. Last thing to do is is add 27 into 16. That gives me 243. What are my units? Inches. Ooh, struggle. There we go. Inches squared. Okay? If you have a question about this process, hit pause, raise your hand, ask me a question. I'm happy to help you. Surface area can be tricky, so please make sure you understand what the formula is and how to use it. Okay? All right, now let's move on to pyramids. Pyramids. This is our general formula. You might want to write this down. Surface area equals 1/2 P, the perimeter of the base. We add up all the sides of the base, times the slant height. This is a new piece of the puzzle here with just surface area of pyramids. Remember, the slant height is like going down the side of the shape, plus the area of the base, and that will depend on what the shape of the base is. Let's try a square pyramid, and then let's try a triangular pyramid. Okay, for a square pyramid, let's start by writing the formula. Surface area equals 1/2 P, the perimeter, times the slant height, plus, now what is the area of the base of this shape? The base of the shape is a square. What is the area of a square? Length times width. Okay? Remember that this is the slant height, this is the length. Don't get those mixed up. Now, if I have a square pyramid, I see that the length is 12. The length is 12. What does that mean the width of the square is as well? Also 12, because it's a square. The length and the width are the same. What does this 10 represent? The slant height. And then I see one letter that I don't have labeled up here, P. Remember, to find the perimeter, I'm going to add the 4 sides of the square. Since the square has all 4 sides the same, I can just say 12 times 4 will give me the perimeter, 48. Okay, or I could just say 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. All right, let's get started plugging things in. 1/2, I'm going to put this in parentheses, 1/2 times the perimeter, which is 48. I did 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, times the slant height, which is this guy, 10, going from top to bottom down the side. All right, and then parentheses, the area of the base is the square. We do 12 times 12. Again, following the order of operations, I'm going to do the multiplication first. I'm going to multiply 48 times 10, that's 480, and then I'm going to go ahead and divide that by 2. Some of y'all got mixed up with that when we did this unit the first time. So 480, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. That's the same as multiplying by 1/2. That gives me 240. And then 12 times 12 gives me 144. Last thing to do is add. We get 384, and the units would be feet squared. Okay? It's not negative, equals. All right, so our formula for the square pyramid, 1/2 P, the perimeter of the base, times the slant height, plus length times width, the area of the base. If you are stuck on that, maybe watch that example one more time. If you still have a question, raise your hand and I'm happy to help you. The last shape that we have to review is the triangular pyramid, and it's very similar to the square pyramid. And let's review real quick what the word regular triangular pyramid means, because you're going to have some digits with that. Regular means that the triangle is equilateral. Equilateral is regular. What that means is all 3 sides are the same. So if this side of the triangle is 6, that means this side is 6 and this side is 6. We need that to find the perimeter. So let's start by writing our surface area formula. 1/2 P, the perimeter of the base, times the slant height, same as before. This time our area formula for the base is different than the square because we have a triangular base. We're going to put base times height divided by 2. All right, ready to go? Let's go. So we want to first kind of label from our shape what things are. I see my slant height is 10, going from the top to the bottom. Looking at my triangular base, I want to go ahead and find the perimeter by adding up the 3 sides. 6 plus 6 plus 6 would be the same thing as 6 times 3. There's 3 equilateral sides of that triangle. So the perimeter is 18. of the triangular base, I look for the right angle. So here is my right angle. Base is 6, height is 5.2. This is probably the trickiest one, so make sure you see where all of those numbers are coming from, plugging those in your formula. Okay? Here we go. So I'm going to put parentheses. 1/2. What was the perimeter? The perimeter of my triangular base, this right here, 6 plus 6 plus 6, we got 18. What was the slant height? This guy right here was 10. Okay? Then I'm going to do base times height divided by 2. Remember, the base and the height are coming from that triangular base down here, and they're forming that right angle. That is 6 and 5.2. And for our area of a triangle formula, we divide that by 2. Okay? A little tricky. If you have a question, please ask me. Don't just sit there. Okay. So now we are going to follow order of operations and multiply. 18 times 10 gives me 180. And then times 1/2 is the same as divided by 2. That's going to give me 90. Okay? And then here I multiply 6 times 5.2. Punch it in my calculator. That gives me 31.2. I divide that by 2. And that gives me 15.6. Last step is to add 90 plus 15.6, 105.6, and my units are centimeters squared. And we're done. Alright, this has been a review, one of each type of shape. If you are stuck, rewatch the example, raise your hand and ask me a question. I'm going to put on Google Classroom a review kind of formula cheat sheet. It has all of your area formulas for the different random shapes we've gone over, as well as your circle stuff. And then this is what goes with this unit. Down here we have the volume and the surface area formulas. So feel free to look at these as you are working on your digits. Okay? Questions? Please let me know. I'm happy to help you.